Hey guys, it's currently Wednesday. It is a whole week since I posted my last vlog. And see the black I'm wearing? It's because I'm getting ready to go to work. I did actually go in yesterday. I worked half a day. So I was there between like 10 and 1:30, 2 o'clock. And it was good, but I must admit, by the time I was finished, I was knackered. And then I ended up coming home and then having a nap. But at least I'm finally getting back into it. When I was at the hospital, I was given the A-OK that I was allowed to go to work. I'm just not allowed to do any like exercise or heavy lifting, and that's fine because I don't do any heavy lifting in my job, and work isn't exercise, or the type of work I do is not exercise. Like my heart rate's not going up or anything like that. But today I'm only going in for a couple hours because the hospital called me yesterday and said I can come in for my oncology appointment today. So originally I had my oncology appointment booked for next week, but they asked if I wanted, like, they tried to bring it forward for me. So I'm going in for that today. It's pretty much just an opportunity for me to sit down with the cancer specialist and work out a plan of what they want to do. I'm just like looking in the background. Look at our pool table. Half that stuff is mine. Getting ready for the move. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't really know what to expect, but when I get there, I'll find out. Big decision. Hey, so I'm back at home now. Well, technically I'm in Matt's bed this time. Still haven't moved into the house, almost there. So finished my oncology appointment. It was very emotional. I must admit it was a little bit scary at first because I was brought through to the room where they actually do chemotherapy on people. And it was only for me to have my obs done and then also to be weighed and like my height. So yeah, I found out I'm 162. And then centimeters. That's centimeters, by the way. And then I don't know what's wrong with. I think I like my scales at home a bit more because my scales at home say I float between 70 and 71, and then the one at the hospital sent out 72. So I'm like, Mind you, I have eaten like I went home after work and I ate lunch and I had like a huge lunch. I had like this massive pumpkin soup and I had all this bread. So yeah, and then I had water and stuff. So there's a kilo there. So that's my defense. Okay, I'm kind of laughing because it's like hard to kind of talk about without getting upset, and that was my problem. You probably saw I was a bit teary walking out of the hospital. So I had a meeting with the oncologist, and he pretty much kind of explained the stage of cancer that I had and where it was, how it's grown like into the wall of my colon, which is why they're calling it stage 2 cancer. He gave me a few different terminologies, but pretty much stage 2 is the easiest terminology that I can give you. Pretty much, he said that if I was to have chemotherapy, it wouldn't be in an intravenous type, it would be a pill form that I would take for 8 weeks. And my thing is, I asked him, I said, like, my biggest concern is how would it affect fertility? Because, I'm 30 and I would like to have children. That's where I get upset. And he said, yeah, that it will affect me having children in the future. And that obviously terrifies me. And if it was something I was to go through with, then I would have to go down the course of possibly having IVF and freezing my eggs. Hey, I'm just gonna jump in the middle. I was going through the footage that I vlogged, and I realized I didn't really explain myself very well. So when I spoke to the oncologist, they explained to me about my cancer, and I have mentioned this before. The pathology has gone through everything that they had cut away. They with my large intestine that they removed. So the cancer itself, the reason why they call it a stage 2 is because it had grown into the walls of my bowel, but it hadn't grown outside. And I'm very lucky that it hadn't grown outside, because if it had grown outside of the bowel, then I'd be in a lot more trouble. So I suppose the bowel itself was kind of like holding it in place. Anyway, so the pathology had gone through everything else that they had cut away, and they couldn't find any other cancer in any other spot, and also that it wasn't any blood vessels or anything like that. They've also removed roughly around 65-ish lymph nodes from around my abdomen area, and also there's nothing to be found, no cancer cells in there either, which is why the doctor was saying that it is unnecessary for me to have chemo. He wasn't saying it was 100% unnecessary. Like I said before, I don't want to be putting words in his mouth, but that was the way he was explaining it to me. The likelihood of the cancer coming back, I was told, was between 2 and 3%, which is very, very, very small. And because of all the negative things that happen from having a chemotherapy treatment, it's just really not beneficial for me, because I'm 30 years old and I really only have a 10-year window of being able to have children and have a healthy pregnancy, and I would rather do that now than having to have chemotherapy and it's stuffing up everything. So they said if I was to do chemotherapy, I would have to do an egg retraction. I don't know if I'm using the right word. They'd have to take my eggs and freeze them, and then I'd have to have an IVF treatment. Or another option would have been that they would give me a medicine that would bring upon menopause, and then later on down the track they would give me some other kind of medicine that would start the system up again, which to me just sounds absolutely terrifying, because what if it doesn't? I was already on the contraceptive pill for many, many, many years, and what the contraceptive pill does is actually stops the eggs from coming out of the ovaries. So you're already freezing your system already, and I just don't want to screw it up again. So that's where I am, and that's the reason why I'm not having chemotherapy. If the doctor had said to me, you need to have this, otherwise the cancer will come back, or that there is other cancer cells there and potentially you could die, then yes, I would do it. But because the chance is so low and they weren't telling me I had to have it, it was just, if you want to do it, that's the reason why I said no. It was really, really hard to make the decision, because for me, everything has happened at once, and everything at the same time, and it's hard for all the information to sink in, and because everything is it's so emotional to me personally, I would have rather the doctor said yes or no. I really needed someone there to kind of help me make that decision, and Maddie ended up helping. Maddie was there the whole time. To me personally, I think I was just so emotional that it was so hard. And if the doctor had said, you need this, then I would have said yes. But when he said, oh, you don't have to, it's up to you, I'm like, just tell me what I need to do. Like, it's hard. So we've gone down the route where I will not be having chemotherapy, and I will just be having regular scans and checkups for now, just to make sure that nothing comes back. So as well as seeing the surgeon every 5 years, whoopsie daisy, every 6 months for the next 5 years to have colonoscopies, I will also be having other scans, like possibly CT scans, just to double check and make sure. So my first CT scan that I'm having is in a couple months' time, and that's actually to do with the fact that they picked up the blood clot in my liver, and that's to make sure that the blood thinning tablets that I've been given is working. But I'm assuming at the same time they will, if they see anything, they will know. Yeah, so that's where I am. Okay, back to it. It's frustrating because it's not really a position I want to be in, but yeah, Maddie's doing some workies. Yeah, Maddie's actually been working very hard. Not just physically at his actual job, but he's been working very hard on organising all the paperwork side of the things for our house. Because we're actually at the final stage of organising the bank to transfer the last bit of money, so that way we can move in. So if all goes well, hopefully by Easter we're in the house. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Yeah, I think it all just depends on how quick the bank is to move things along, so that way the building company can give us the keys. Hang on. Hello, bok choy. Yes. If I move this, there we go. Yeah, so if you guys watched my Christmas vlogs that I posted, you would have met Bok Choy. Bok Choy is a 15-year-old kitty who unfortunately got himself injured just before Christmas. Oh, no, was it just before New Year's? Oh dear, I can't remember. But yeah, he got into a big fight and then ended up having to have an operation. So he's lucky to be alive too. What are you showing me?
When you pray.
Oh, yeah, show. So Maddie's birthday is on Sunday, but decided to give him his present early, only because Matt can't wait. He's excited.
Yeah, but I can't play with him because I've taken my bloody PlayStation.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, most of the stuff is already in boxes getting ready, and so it's quite funny because even the other day, one of our friends, he posted something on Facebook and he's like, does anyone have those Pokemon cards that have the barcodes to go online and get the online things? So he's got a child that loves Pokemon. I'm like, yeah, we got heaps, and then we realised, well, it's in a box somewhere, you're gonna have to wait. Yeah. Okay. He loves his smooches. Hey guys, so it is currently Thursday afternoon. No, wait. Friday afternoon. I don't know the names of them. These two. Hemi got grumpy because Ava touched Hemi's toes. So I've come home from work and I just wanted to kind of add my little part into my vlog that I'm actually starting to feel a lot better. I am only working half days, so it's currently like just after 5. I only went into work at 1 o'clock, so I haven't been there all day, don't worry, and I'm only doing small amounts at a time. I am still having like one muscle kind of be a little bit tender every now and then. I'm going to go sit down, or lay down, I mean. Yeah, so I'm definitely feeling a lot better. I know my intros and all the rest of it last time had been, I think it's kind of sunk in now how better I feel after seeing the oncologist. It just took me a few days. It's like, it's a really emotional thing. Did I even point out how big the cancer was? So they said it was like 7 centimeters long and like 3.5 centimeters wide. So it was a big one. But it's really nice to know that I'm not going to do chemo because it's really not that necessary. Mainly because the benefits outweigh, sorry, the negatives outweigh the positives. And yeah, it's just not worth doing. So that's where I am. I'm going to go lay down. I feel, I had the window down while I was driving, so it's a bit fluffy. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling, otherwise I'm not gonna stop talking. Thank you for watching, and I just like to also add on at the very end here, I'm really, really grateful for all the really beautiful messages I receive and all the comments. Thank you, because it makes me feel good. Yeah, thank you. Somebody upset. No, she's happy until she works out that Hemi has her toy. Hemi's got payback because usually, oh, what's going to happen? They're going to play kissing games now until Hemi has enough.